Hello everybody, welcome to this week's question and answer video. My name is David. This channel is Damar's Coaching, and I do a weekly question and answer video. And I'm answering people's questions from the last one. Go down in the comment section, ask me anything you want, come back next week and see your answer. Let me know what you think. No such thing as a bad question. Repetitive questions are good. Ask anything you want. I'll let you know if it's too personal or something. I recommend something every week. I'm going to recommend a book that Tara recommended recently. Tara's a supporter and subscriber of the channel. She says another great book on boundaries is Boundaries, Where You End and I Begin, How to Recognize and Set Healthy Boundaries by Anne Catherine. It's a really good book, actually. I've read some of it. Some of these books like this, I don't read all of it. So I found this on Amazon, and let's see here, I'm a little lost here. Okay, so I found this on Amazon. I will put the link down below in the description box if you guys are interested in purchasing this book. It is paperback $9.89, Kindle $13.99, hardcover $24.83, audio $24, so it's available everywhere, and the paperback is fairly cheap. So the link will be down in the description box. Anybody who's read it, go ahead and let us know what you think. I think it's a great book. I think anything on boundaries, man. Boundaries is very misunderstood, and it's actually really complex. It's how we protect ourselves, and it's how we get what we want. Okay, thank you, Tara. Now, what I want to recommend is an exercise. I also want to recommend an exercise I'm going to do. It's an exercise video. I'm going to make it today, tomorrow. And it's to help you guys, I hope, because I get so many questions about, like the last week's. I got a lot of question about when I'm healed. How do I know I'm healed and stuff like this? And I get a lot of, am I ready to date again? And I get a ton of you guys that have tumultuous, horrible, abusive, neglectful, toxic, maybe criminal relationships. And you come right out of it and you keep dating. And I got to date. I want to date. And you guys really aren't understanding what's going on, what that is. And if you are ready to date again, I think that it's always great to want a partner in life, a best friend, a husband, a wife, whatever it may be. And I think it's great to pursue that. But some of us sometimes aren't always ready. Some of us have to take a little break. And I can't think of a better time in our life to take a little break from dating when it has been such disaster. Unless we want to just blame everybody else, all right, and not take any ownership in this. So I think this will be a really good beneficial exercise for you guys. If you guys are interested, tune or come back in. And like I said, I think it'll be out tomorrow. Let's see, today's Thursday, tomorrow or this weekend, Saturday, Sunday, something like that. Yeah, tune in. Find out where you're at if you're ready to date again. Okay, let's get into the questions. Great questions. No bad questions, only bad answers. Rory from Ohio. Hi, Rory. Traveling man asks how he would know if he is healed. One way I know I am healthier is triggers don't last as long. Used to be days, now it's minutes, if not seconds. I can say, oh yeah, I remember how that hurt, and move on quicker. I also don't talk about it as much except on here or other sites I'm on. Maybe I have healed, learned from all the comments. My willingness to accept new ways, looking at things also has helped me. Thank you, David, for another great Q&A. Prefer these to be on Monday because it's a great way to start the week. I might put it back on Monday. Maybe set a time would be good. Yeah, maybe I'll do that, Rory. I'll narrow these down to a day and time. And I'll try to get them back on Monday. Yeah, so traveling man asked, how do we know we are healed? I answered it with, what did I say? I said, if we're healing from something from the past, then thinking about it, talking about it, these kinds of things, what kind of feelings does it bring up? If we still have these negative, impactful emotions that affect us from experience in our past, we may not be healed from it, right? Signs that we are is I think about it, talk about it, or when I do, which isn't often, and when I think about it, I feel it doesn't feel bad anymore. I see the lessons learned from it. I see the benefits from this. I've changed things, so I won't do this again. But I like Rory's answer, and I think emotional reaction is a ton to do with this, right? You know, how is our body reacting under stress, and how are we dealing with it? Do we have boundaries now? Are we speaking up now? Do we have higher self-worth and believe we're worthy of these things? Do we know who we are more, and other people can't come and make us doubt ourselves more? All kinds of different things and signs to show us. You guys have signs that you know you've healed. Say it down below if you can. Share it. Thanks. Thank you, Rory. And Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. It's sad to congratulate these people for abusing you less. People shouldn't abuse you at all. That's right. You're right. We don't get blue ribbons for what's expected of us. Tara again. I'm not 100% healed, but I've healed to where I can tell someone how I feel. I used to not tell my feelings. There you go. That's a good one, yeah? It may just be I'm aware of my feelings, what my body's doing, what the emotions are. I know what they are now. I know how to express them. Like Tara. Tara tells people it's the best way to express emotions is share them with other people. Thanks, Tara. And Emily again, I tend to let people put me down to make them feel good. But after a while, they just get worse. And it is normal for me to act like that. I have a problem in general making people respect me. I don't know the line to keep people at. How far is too far? Or how close is too close? It feels like the other people just randomly knows these things. I'm sorry, Emily. I know you've been struggling with this a lot. We aren't here to make people feel good. Okay? Especially at our expense. Okay? You can entertain people if you want, get in the entertainment business, stuff like that. You can be a doctor and make people's body feel a little better and stuff like this, but we aren't here to make people feel good, Emily. That's people, that's our job. We make ourselves feel good. And once we realize we make ourselves feel bad, we can stop doing that. People that don't do that and understand that keep making themselves feel bad, right? And they blame other people. You have a problem, general problem making people respect you. And it starts with you, Emily. Okay? The people that gain and get the most respect are the people that have tons and tons of self-respect. Okay? When you start respecting yourself and speaking up and saying, please stop doing that, then people will respect you. Do you see that? But allowing people to disrespect you, you're not respecting yourself. That's why you're allowing it. We have to speak up, Emily. And I know it's scary, but you're going to be okay. There's nothing worse than letting someone just disrespect you. I mean, what are you afraid of? It's how it works. So try it. Okay? First time's scary, second time's easier. I promise. I promise. And then you're talking about boundaries. How far is too far? How close is too close? And that is decided only by you, Emily. That's decided by your feelings. When someone feels too distant from you, you speak up and ask them to come closer. When someone is asking you too many questions or is too close to you, you say, please stop. Take a step back. Please don't ask me so many questions right now. I don't want to answer so many questions. It's making me uncomfortable. And uncomfortable is a great word to use that's not offensive. I just feel a little uncomfortable right now. Okay, you're not accusing anybody of anything. That's why we don't need to tell people exactly what they're doing. Just tell them how it makes you feel. Right? Okay? Let's see. Traveling Man. Hey, David. Hi, Traveling Man. Thanks for the response. Yeah, I feel like I'm indifferent about it now. You feel like you're indifferent about it now, which means I'm healed. I see things I overlooked, and it makes sense. Yeah, right? Red boundaries are whoa, whoa, whoa now, instead of red boundaries used to just be like a little, it's not good, but I'll just ignore it. You can't ignore red boundaries. Red boundaries are your emotions. You can't ignore yourself anymore. It's great. You said also, yeah, the whole, you're really nice to me, but, I'm sorry, I'm messing that up. He's quoting someone. Yeah, the whole, you're really nice to me, be mean to me sometimes, threw me for a loop. I'm like, do what? The whole idea of being a good person is not to be a jerk. LOL. Anyway, red flags. She's not asking you to be a good person. She doesn't want a good person. She doesn't want you to do good things. Her self-worth is this big and believes that she needs to be treated as such. That's the only way that makes her feel comfortable. It's her role, she believes. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. And I don't know if I'm saying your name right. I don't know if it's Nicola or Nicola. Sorry. You're from the United Kingdom? Oh, yeah. Guys, tell us your locations if you can. Thank you. Thanks so much for continuing to educate us. I especially appreciate your BPD videos. There's nothing on the web which completely explains being in a relationship with a sufferer of this disorder like you do. I have a question for, well, thank you. I have a question for next Monday's Q&A. Since leaving my relationship with a male, BPD, which was aged 58, I'm literally am devoid of feeling. I find it impossible to trust a man or even other people. Being 55 myself, it feels quite late in life to be putting up with other people's crap or problems, but I'm worried now that I will ever regain trust again after the emotional abuse this individual inflicted in me. I know you recommended therapy, but in the UK, there are no specialists in this field of therapy. Wrong. Wrong. In what? There's no specialists in this field. What field is that? Do you know? Of being abused? Being neglected? Yeah, of course there is. Millions of people are suffering from this. I have had clients who have had just great therapists, and they've relayed the things that therapists have told them, and I see they're great. So that's just not true. No therapists in this field in the United Kingdom. No specialists. Yes, there are. You said you've looked, so to visit one who isn't trained will be money wasted. As a survivor of this yourself, how did you regain not feeling emotionally numb, especially in social situations where I mask my disassociation? Well, we need to treat the dissociation. Yeah? That needs to be treated. There are therapists who help people that dissociate. There are therapists in the United Kingdom that help people with dissociative identity disorder. So they certainly can help someone that dissociates. Okay. You know, there's the internet now, and you don't have to have therapists face to face. So you can go online and find somebody that can help you now. Video calls and video sessions work great. They work really good for me and my clients. Okay, your question. How did I regain not feeling emotionally numb in social situations? Well, look, I don't know you, and it seems like you're emotionally detached right now. You may be in shock, or I don't know. But we need to process these things and heal and recover, okay? How you feel in social situations might feel like this for a while until you keep working on yourself, but we need to work on ourselves. We need help, and we can't just give up and say there's no specialists in the United Kingdom. And you're saying the whole United Kingdom, wow, even Scotland and Ireland, there's nothing, nobody, huh? There are. I've seen them firsthand. There are. We can't give up on ourselves, because that's what we're doing. If you had a specialty car that you needed fixed, you'd find the right mechanic. How about our mental health? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking me, because you're asking me, how did I regain not feeling emotionally numb, especially in social situations? So, my body feeling emotionally numb sounds like it's trauma. We need to talk. It's the only way. I don't know any other ways to tell you guys. I would if I did know. I haven't heard any, seen any, nothing you guys have recommended. Everything else is just supplemental. We have to talk. People have caused this. People will help this. There's no drugs that help. There's no exercises. There's no religion that will cure you. There's nothing. Talk. We just need to talk. You're looking for a specialist. How about for depression? How about for trauma? How about one for anxiety? How about just talk therapy, where you're just talking to somebody and they give you some feedback? Therapists that have been in this field for years have seen and heard this. I don't know how well they know terms and diagnoses and stuff, and are going to diagnose you or other people, but you need to get this out. So trauma was things that were too much for you to handle. And so now that time's passed by, we go back and start trying to do that. Okay? Even though it's scary, you're safe. You just have to find someone you can trust. I think that's more of an obstacle than finding a specialist. Yes, there's bad therapists and there's misinformed, I guess. But there's great ones, good ones. Don't give up. You know, if I feel emotionally numb, I need to fix that, help that, and that's talk therapy. That's your answer. And you said, I know you say talk therapy, but there's no specialist, so what now? And it's just, no, that's not right. There are specialists all around the world that can help you, okay? I help people with clients with similar problems a lot, with great success. And there's many, many, many other people like me and better, okay? So you want an alternative, there isn't one. If I need help and I don't get it, I'm screwed, right? If I need a new engine for my car, I need a new engine for my car. I can't just go put a hamster wheel in there or something. I can't, you know, Fred Flintstone it and just run. I need an engine. I need talk therapy. If it was maybe if it was some supplement or something you needed, maybe you could get away with not doing that and getting, but we're avoiding real help that we need. And we're asking, what can I do instead? And I can't tell you that. I don't know. I hope I'm being really clear. You know, I can tell you things I do with my clients and stuff, but that's all part of it, right? I'm not going to just pull up to a mechanic and ask him how to fix my car. Processing our emotions, talking about the events that were traumatic, so we can move on in our life, so we can close these chapters that are open with emotions tied to them, okay? We need to process these things, and we need to learn. If we're in an abusive, toxic relationship, there's something we're missing. There's something our parents didn't teach us because they don't know it. That's why our parents had problems. And don't tell me, oh, they stayed together. That doesn't mean they didn't have problems. That could be worse. Might be why we stayed. You know? There's tons of exercises and therapy for dissociating. Sorry, the actual right term is dissociating, not disassociating. And social anxiety you might be experiencing. You said, I don't know about socially numb. You're not aware of your emotions when you're in society, or are you having negative emotions? You're having anxiety. I've gone over many things we can do about social anxiety, but I don't know if that's what you're saying. If you say that you're emotionally numb in social situations, then you don't have anxiety, because anxiety is an emotion. Yeah. So why don't you be more specific and tell me how to say your name, Nicola or Nicola? You say Nikki in your email, but Nicola, I think maybe, I don't know. Let me know. And be more specific in your question, okay? I'd like to try to help you. But there are therapists who can help you in the United Kingdom, because I've seen them. I know of them. I mean, I don't remember their names. I can't find them for you. I've thought about starting to do that, but really I don't need to take away from my business. So, yeah. Please ask me again, okay? I'm sorry for how you're feeling. There is help available for you. All right? Rory from Ohio. Good morning, David. I asked a question earlier this morning and it's not showing up, so I will try again. I appreciate when you do that. I have a lot of problems with this channel. I'm banned and different things, and they harass me, and I'm not allowed to do anything, and my comments magically disappear, my likes magically disappear, subscribers magically disappear. So check and make sure you're subscribed if you think you are, and your comments may disappear, and that may be the reason if I ever miss one of your guys' comments. I'm sorry, but thank you for asking again, Rory. Okay, my question is about abandonment. If abandonment is one of the narcissist's biggest fears, why do they involve themselves in such hurtful things? Is it a double standard where I can do this but you can't? So I don't know about abandonment being one of the narcissist's biggest fears. I'm sure there are people with the disorder and their biggest fear is abandonment. Maybe. I think if you're quoting me, I say stuff like rejection, being average. Those are their biggest fears. Being exposed, whoever they are. Okay, so if I mean, you could use anything, a narcissist. If someone's biggest fears has fear of abandonment, why do they involve themselves in such hurtful things? What do you mean? And you said it's a double standard where I can do this, but you can't. I'm not quite sure what you're asking me, Rory. Can you clarify that? Ask me again, please, and I'll answer it next week again. Yeah, I'm not sure. If I have massive fear of abandonment, biggest fear, why do they involve themselves in such hurtful things? I can do this, but you can't. Not quite sure what you're asking me. Sorry. It's probably my fault. Help me out. Give me more words. I don't want to just guess. Please ask me again. Thanks, Rory. Saida from Francais. Have you watched the movie Swept Away by Guy Ritchie? No, I have not. I love this movie. It's about a man and a woman who are stuck together on an isolated island in the Mediterranean Sea. They find a shelter, yet they have to fish and cook and organize. They have to communicate and work together as a team. I don't want to tell you more about it, but if you haven't watched it yet. Thanks for the recommendation. This is kind of a continuation. We've talked about the last couple of weeks about Saida brought up an incident about a couple taking a bike trip across country, and one bringing half of everything they need and the other bringing half of everything they need, and they can't lose each other or they'll die. And I just thought it was really cool, and I've brought up some suggestions. I always thought honeymoons should... Oh, got a little glitch, sorry. I've always believed honeymoons should be first. We have a honeymoon, and maybe I suggested something like being on a deserted island for a month together, just alone, nobody else. You'll really know if you're going to make it before you even get married, because I've just heard so many people, right when they have to get married, it's a disaster. Their honeymoon was a disaster. They knew they made a mistake. They didn't want to do this. They didn't wait long enough. They did it too quick, too soon. Thanks for the recommendation. Okay. Emily, people don't understand things unless it's happening directly to them. And I said, sure we do. Not everything, though. Some experiences can be difficult to imagine for some people, but we all have been hurt, victimized, experienced loss. And Emily says, then why didn't my parents care all those years I was depressed? Why didn't they try to do anything? They just pretended they didn't see anything. Well, I can't answer why your parents did that, but you said people don't understand things unless it's happening directly to them. And, you know, that's a part of empathy. And yes, there are some people who unfortunately lack that part of empathy and can't understand what you're going through unless it's happening to them or it has happened to them. But most of us, almost all of us, do understand, Emily. And I don't know if your parents understand you or what you've gone through or what they've put you through. Your second question was, why didn't they try to do anything? Why didn't my parents care all those years I was depressed? Why didn't they do anything? I don't know, Emily. I think your parents, by just going by what you've told me, seem to be very depressed themselves. I don't think your parents have the capability or the knowledge on what to do or how to do it. I don't think they can take care of themselves, and I don't think they can take care of children. And you've suffered from that. I don't know why they didn't do anything. I don't know if they knew there was something to do. I don't know if they were so ashamed to take you in and to realize that they've neglected you in some way. I don't know, Emily. I don't know. They didn't care for you properly. A lot of it is they don't know how. If you know their parents, all four of your grandparents, if you've gotten any kind of insight into their childhood, you might understand that they had possibly maybe even worse childhood than you. That's just typically how it happens. But when parents don't give us what we needed, it's they don't know how. Emotionally. Physically, obviously, they know how to feed us. But when parents don't make us feel secure, they don't make anybody feel secure, and they're not secure. If your parents don't give you emotional attention, they don't give themselves emotional attention or anybody else. They don't know how. These are things that must be taught to us by our teachers, our parents. And if our parents did not teach us this and they failed, it's because they didn't know the curriculum. It's like a 4th grade teacher teaching sophomore stuff. They don't know it. They don't know it. And we suffer. I can't answer that for you, Emily, except that maybe what they didn't do was not important to them. And what they did do was more important to them. I'm sorry. Victoria from the Bay Area. Hi, Victoria. I've been separated from my toxic family for over 5 years now. Good. I've done plenty of therapy. My question is, can I go back to my family? Just nieces and nephews. You don't need anyone's permission, Victoria. You can do whatever you want. I'm not really interested in a relationship with my siblings. That ship has sailed. I'm so desperately trying to hold on to my nieces and nephews. Can I have relationships with them without parents? I was going to call each one of them personally and tell them I'm sorry. Me and your parents are not getting along right now, but I would really enjoy keeping my relationship with you, with them. You're hoping to get a good response, but you don't know. You have to be prepared for a no. If you're not talking to my mom and dad, I don't want anything to do with you. I'm hoping. I've been with these kids for so long, and they know how much I love them, and I get a chance to show them. I won't talk bad about their parents, and they can absolutely trust me. What do you think, David? Can I have a relationship with my nieces and nephews without their mom and dads? Okay, so you can have a relationship with people or try, but without their mom and dads, that would be up to all of you, I guess. Yeah? Obviously, that's what you want. Yes, you can, of course. Depends what they want. You want to let them know how much you love them, so why don't you tell them? Why don't you start there, Victoria? Why don't you think out a letter and get out all the feelings and emotions you have to this? If you want to, tell them what you want, okay? But you can start with letting them know how you feel and how important they are to you. Why don't you just start there and see what happens? What's the worst that can happen, right? You said, I'm expecting a no. I'm ready for it. That might happen. Put yourself out there. Be vulnerable, Victoria. And you're already establishing the terms. The terms, if you have a relationship with them, your terms are you cannot have their parents involved at all. If they cannot accept those terms, which they must to have a relationship with you, those are your terms. They must be spoken about and they must be agreed upon. If they do not agree on that, you're not going to have a relationship. So, you didn't state how old they are, their age. That might be a factor too. If these are minors, the parents kind of have a lot of say in that. But, if they don't agree to that, if you don't get, yes, I agree to that, it's not going to work. If they're young, they might say okay, but they don't mean it, and they'll try, and then they'll try to get their parents involved, or they'll not talk to you. Okay, so you can do whatever you want. You don't need anybody's opinion, or you don't need my okay, right, or anyone else's. So if you want, it seems like you want them to know how much you love them. Tell them. It seems like you'd like to try a relationship with them. Tell them. Just go step by step first. You don't have to lay it all out, right? Why don't you start with I love you. Love you guys so much. I miss you. I've been thinking about how great it would be to have you in my life again. How do you guys feel about that? Oh, you like that too? Oh, okay. I just can't do it with your parents involved. How do you feel about that? Take it step by step, but don't be scared. Try. If it's something you want, try it. Yeah, and you can. You're allowed to. Thank you, Victoria. Emily. Uh-oh. People at work are still teasing me and ganging up on me. They are the only people ask when I have a question about something. I hate the dynamic. What are you going to do about it, Emily? Right? We've been talking about this for a while. I am so sorry. What can you do? We talked about this. Have you tried the things that we talked about? I don't know. You just keep telling me the same problem. So, I'm sorry. This is awful and it has to stop, Emily. Okay? It has to stop. How can you stop it? What do you have control over, Emily? You can tell them to stop. If they don't, it's not going to stop that way. You've tried to talk to the manager, the owner. I don't know who he is, your boss. You've talked to him. It has not stopped. Do you want to try again? It would depend on how important your job is to you. Because you got to look at the only options you have, Emily. You tell them to stop. You tell your boss, you've tried those. It doesn't work. Do you want to try again because you like your job and you want to keep it? Try again. Tell them to stop. Tell your boss, I don't know. In your country, is it illegal? It's illegal here. So I can go to my human resources department. If they don't make it stop, I'll go to the police. Harassment is illegal in this country and most countries. I don't know about South Africa. I guess it is. Why don't you get the police involved? But the only other option, Emily, is get another job. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know any other options. Take a legal route, civil route, lawyer. How important is this job, Emily? You want to spend tons of money? You don't have it, maybe. What are you going to do? You can't change them. I promise you that. You will not change who they are, and you can't continue with this. You just asked me a minute ago, how do I get people to respect me? Not by allowing people to harass me and bully me and keep going to work and not doing anything about it. Definitely not that way. You want these people to respect you? I told you. Shout it. Yell it. Say it with absolute authority. You will not do this to me again. I don't know what else to do, Emily, because if that doesn't work, you only have so many doors to walk through. But at least you have some. At least you can leave if you want. And I'm sorry, if you really like this job and you don't want to do that, then you got to fight. It's fight or flight, Emily. Fight for your job. Fight for your respect. Fight for your peace. These are human rights. Okay? If someone's infringing your rights, it may be a crime they're committing. It might be a civil problem. Or you just go get a new job. You can have, I don't know what you call lawyers in South Africa, but you can get a lawman to write a letter to your boss. Because in this country, when bosses allow this kind of hostile work environment to continue, we can sue the company for damages. Good luck, Emily. I don't know what to tell you. Tell them to stop. Tell your boss again. Go to the police. Take the legal route. Find a new job. Can you think of any other options? I can't. If you have a new option, tell me one. There's something else you can do. But you can't change them. So we have to accept these people for who they are. We don't have to accept what they're doing. You don't have to stay there. It's a test, Emily. It's a test. It's a life test. What are you going to do? How are you going to pass it? There's no right or wrong, Emily, but you got to take care of yourself and make yourself feel okay. You got to protect yourself. You can't allow this to happen. That's for sure. That can't. I hope that's not an option. It seems like it's been an option for a while. The second they start, get up. So I've had it. Are you going to continue this bullshit? Are you going to continue it? If it's anything but no, I'm sorry, I'll stop. Then walk out. If your boss wants to know why, say, I've told you why. They harassed me. You've allowed it. It's continued. What do you want me to do? You want me to fight them? You want me to hit them? You want me to quit? I don't know any other options. Good luck, Emily. Know that you have options. Okay? You're not stuck. You may feel helpless, but you have options. Take them. Try. I can't tell you enough how much it will help you if you do. Try to do it in a healthy way. Okay? Good luck, Emily. Good luck. I'm sorry. And let's see. That's it. That's all the questions, guys. Thank you for this week's question answer video. Ask more. Please let me know what you think of my answers, okay? And the recommendations. And stay tuned for the next video today or tomorrow, Saturday, something like that. A lesson video that we can all do together. Get some paper and some pens or crayons or pencils or markers or something like that. Okay? All right. Love yourself first, guys. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.